Alright, hi everyone. I'm going to be trying to do a new series. It's not the most original idea, but I've seen other people do it, and I would like to broadcast my thoughts to you guys and see if you guys agree with me. I'm going to be calling this series Let's Call Runescape. Even that's not original, but I couldn't find anything else that had a similar name, so I just decided to use that. And I'm going to be talking about things in the game. For example, why do we think that the game was best in 2006, including me? All of these overpowered weapons in the game, why do they keep happening? And how come other updates go unnoticed, which I will talk about in a second. In fact, it's I'm already starting to talk about it. I'll talk about that later. I'm not going to talk about that now. But I want to know if you guys want this. This is no way slowing down any of my PvP videos or anything. Um, I just want to try something completely new, and I want to know what you guys feel. I really hope you guys support me on this. So yeah. I'll just start off by talking about the weapons in the game and what's going on with them and what my opinion is on them and why I think that. So the Vine Whip, this was introduced in the game not that long ago, and everyone thought basically that it was a pile of shit. +2 strength bonus, and it had some other stuff. The spec was a pile of crap because it had like 20% off, not 20% more, but 20% off your strength level of what it would hit, and everyone said, what the fuck, this is a pile of shit. But the thing is, and what... to be honest, I don't really care. I wouldn't buy it because it is a bit expensive. But they put things like Karasi in the game, and you guys are like, including me, I'm also just as guilty as the other person. But they say things like, Karasi is so overpowered, get rid of Karasi, Dragon Claws are so overpowered, not so much complaining about that now, but when it was introduced, I remember how many people complained. Vesta Longsword is overpowered, Chaotix are overpowered, and this, it can be true if, you know, you're a 45 defense pure with, you know, using Chaotix with Turmoil at, like, you're like 100 combat, I think, and you're smacking another person with 45 defense for like frequent 400s, and it's crazy because yeah, and you just I'm getting a bit sidetracked here, but you just got no idea. Well, you do have an idea of what's going on, but yeah, and then they introduced things like not lime, god damn it, Vine. What am I talking about? They introduced things like the Vine Whip in the game. And everyone's like, this is a pile of crap, and as a result, the whips crashed because everyone thought it was going to be another overpowered weapon. The thing is, we all complain about how the game's turning to crap because of all of these overpowered things, and then they release something that's not so overpowered, and we complain, which is kind of interesting. But the thing is, if this was back in 2006 and they released this, because in my opinion, in 2006, the whip was the best weapon in the game, and they topped that weapon with +2 strength bonus. I think that people would pay 25 mil for it. Obviously, 25 mil today isn't what 25 mil was back then because of inflation and whatnot from 76k tricks. And yes, in my opinion, I still think there is inflation from 76k tricks. I've seen glitching videos where people have duped billions and billions and billions and billions, and that causes lots of inflation, and that, as a result, prices fluctuate. But yeah, I think people would pay what we're, not necessarily what we're paying today, but however much it was back then. Was it? I think it would be like 10 mil. There was a lot back then, I think. God, I was a noob back then, so I don't know an awful lot about that. I was happy with bloody 50k. But yeah, it's an interesting topic. What you guys think about it, and I have a few other questions, like why back in 2000. Questions for you, and by the way, I want you to discuss all of these in the comments. I'm jumping ahead of myself. I should really leave that to you last because you'll forget about it. But why do we think that the game was so good in 2004, 2005? 4 was kind of, I think Classic was still around. Oh my god, I've got no idea. I've really got to script this a bit more. I'll do that in the future, guys. I'm sorry. But why do we think that the game was so good in 2006? Why did we have so much fun playing this game? And whilst today, we don't. And I originally thought that not so many people, more people are more modernized by the game. But I see all these top-rated comments, which is like, thumbs up if you think the game was great in 2006. I'm thinking, oh, you know, and I know they're thumb whores, but I do leave my thumbs up because I agree with it. But why was it so good? In my opinion, it was good to me because I was new in the game. I had absolutely no idea, and I just liked to roam around, and I liked to explore. And I remember I made like a level 3 account pure. That sounds really newbie, but I love to go into the wilderness and just airstrike people. What the hell is the weakest spell now? It's like Windrush or something, but that was in the game before that. And yeah, and that's why I personally thought that time was the best, because it was my new days and I had a lot of fun exploring the game and finding out about the game. And this is when a lot of people used to play the game, and not so many of my real life friends play the game anymore. I still enjoy playing the game, but I can see why they don't. Okay. And you know what? I wasn't even a member then, and I was having more fun in free-to-play back then than I am as a member now. So leave your comments on why you think you had the most fun back then. And of course, if you have more fun now, please tell me why, and tell me if you think that the Vine Whip was a good update or a bad update, okay? And and why, and compared to these other things like dungeoneering and whatnot, is the vigor of, I can never pronounce that ring that I lost. Is that ring overpowered? I think it can be. You can have 2 Karasi specials in Free for All Dangerous with special restores with that, and I think that that's completely ridiculous. And this is already 7 minutes in, and I've talked for ages, and I've got no idea if you guys have clicked off yet. Leave a comment as well if you haven't clicked off, and I will be quite proud of myself, and respect to you. Is there anything else to talk about? I do not think so. So, if you support me within this, please, please, please leave me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and I will do more of these, and I will discuss more issues in the game. I will discuss things about people in the game, famous people in the game, and their attitude towards the game, why they, how I think that it changes people. I've kept this to myself for a very long time, but I'm not going to be a total bitch. Pardon me. I'm not going to be a total bitch and say things that shouldn't be said. I'll just state my opinion from public information. Pardon me. Oh shit, I got spat all over my screen. Things like why Jagex are very controlling over videos, why I think they take giveaways down, why they've all of a sudden became so, in my opinion, of course, so good with social networking. You can actually contact them via social networking now, and you will get a reply. Not all the time, obviously, but if you ask a valid question that hasn't already been answered, I find that you do get a reply. From forums, from just sending them a private message on Twitter, YouTube, and whatnot. That is not advertising, by the way. I've got a feeling some people are going to say that, even though that would be very weird. And yeah, I am babbling on again, so thanks, guys. I really hope that you like this. I'm feeling like I'm taking a massive gamble doing this, but you guys have been so nice and supportive on what you've done for me already, and I feel now that I can talk more openly to you guys and give you my opinion on things and updates and just anything RuneScape. You know, let's talk RuneScape. I'll see you guys later.